Hey everybody, welcome back to the Warriors Den, and congrats to those who got a sneak preview, because our recently departed Max has been fired for allowing our mics to stay on. But that's just a little preview. Proof that we have Damien coming later in the show. Maybe you heard some things, I don't know what you heard. Maybe you heard me talking about breakfast. I had a good one today. So as you can see, it's just me right now. So many of our friends are out at E3 in Los Angeles, but that doesn't stop us from doing a show. And in fact, I will have someone else on the couch here soon. Beal will be joining us to talk about the faction war, because we just completed round 2 of season 2. So she'll have some more stats to share, and interesting stuff from the last round. We're also going to announce our emblem contest winners. We announced a couple weeks ago an emblem contest for our upcoming ranked tournament mode. And over 1,000 of you submitted emblems, which was amazing because it was only open for a week of submissions. And almost 4,000 of you voted as well. So thank you to everybody who participated there. So we'll have our winners in a couple minutes. And then after our segment with Bio, we will be joined from LA over Skype with Luke, Roman, and Damien to tell us what they've been up to, maybe answer some questions, maybe do some other stuff. And then obviously we'll do our community creation section, and that will be today's show. So it's a bit of a low-key one because we're kind of on a skeleton crew. Emil's on vacation, but let's get into it. So this week, just today in fact, we released our live update for all platforms. And that was last week's show. We read through the patch notes. But the full, complete patch notes are currently available on our website or on Reddit or on the forums. Check those out if you are not in the know about what has been added. It's a number of balance changes and tweaks, and you can check that out now. I've seen a lot of you already talking about it in the chat before we started. And we did a couple other things this week, and this was also highly discussed. Oh, is there an echo? Is there an echo? Maybe you can mute my Skype mic or something. Sorry guys. Sorry about the echo. Sorry about the sound. It's because we fired Max and no one is now running the sound. Bad devs can't even handle the mic. Those aren't necessarily the same jobs as like an audio technician and a game developer. Just saying. Yes, we activated our rage quit penalty finally. We've been talking about it a number of times on the show, and this is kind of what we call the V1 of the Rage Quit, and there's a V2 coming at some point, which will be a little more involved. This current version gives you a 10-minute penalty if you quit a match using exit or Alt F4. If you get dropped from a match, you're not penalized. You have 30 seconds once you're in the match to decide to stay or go. So that is live now. We have seen some interesting results in bringing down the number of people quitting each match. So that's good to see. So we also activated our join in progress feature. So that has also been talked about by Damien on the show a few times. And in fact, thank you, Pascal. In fact, that was a join in progress on the start flow and the end flow of a match. So we did that yesterday. We kept a close eye on everyone's discussions online, on the interwebs, and we did see that a number of you are running into problems with the join in progress. Oh, the mic is good now. Thank you, everybody. So because a lot of you ran into problems and we saw that happening, we have deactivated the join in progress, which we're so happy to activate. So our guys are working on it. We're looking at splitting it. So we might reactivate the end flow portion of join in progress. If we do so, that'll be next week. We don't want to do it at the end of the week this week. So stay tuned for more info on that. And the echo's back. Great. Oh my God. This is what happens when we go to E3, guys. It's fine. I'll just start typing. I'll type everything I say as I say it. Sorry, I'm a robot. Yep, great. Echo, echo, echo. Yes, hilarious. Whatever happened. Yes, please. Everybody report Max for griefing. I don't know what he did. I'm sure it'll get fixed again. So, another thing. Oh, he's distracted. Anyway, I'll skip this part. No, I need Max to queue up some images. So, Sing in the Air Tonight. I do love Phil Collins. Did you hear that he hurt his head and he had to cancel his recent tour? So shout out to Phil Collins. I'll only sing if this gets a lot worse. I'm not going to do it right now. No, Pascal, I'm not going to fire Pascal. I'm just going to fire Max. Pascal's doing great. It's fixed. Okay, great. Sorry. Okay, so sound has been fixed yet again. Whatever you did, don't touch it, please. So Max, now if we could queue up the community order image. We have a community order kicking off tomorrow. It is a call to elimination with a 2,000 steel reward. So play as many elimination matches in PvP as you can to contribute to this community order and get 2,000 steel at the end of it. And that is that. We also have new content this week, available today if you haven't seen it. It's a new effect called Death Mist. So let's check out the video right now. All right, so that's our Death Mist, which is kind of badass. So you can get that for 5,000 steel in the game. So now I would like to announce that fart, great. I'd like to announce our emblem winners. So if you didn't see it, we're picking 32 winners. So there's 32 teams in our ranked tournament mode, which we'll talk about in a bit. We wanted you, the community, to create emblems for each of those teams. So without further ado, let's dive into it. Max, if you want to cut over. Great. So yes, we're back to PowerPoint, guys. I know you love the PowerPoint. So let's just dive in. First team, the Screaming Ragers. The winner goes to Christo Christos with this badass birds one. We mentioned in the rules the outline of the emblem is not part of the submission because the tournament mode has its own outline. So we're just looking at the art here. And the other thing to consider too that should be said, we do have to do a pass on these when we put them in the game. Probably mainly colors or maybe just making them a little less busy on certain ones because they need to be balanced with all of each other. So since all of you made these separately, obviously they're not going to be balanced out color-wise, design-wise. So we will be taking these, putting them in the game, but we might just need to do some tweaks to them. The Jade Skull Crushers, our winner is Enrique Despradel. The Savage Heart Renders, Garrett Arnold, with this beautiful heart inside a gear. Broken Blade Company winner, Stephen Gates. Shadow Sun Raiders, winner goes to Rene, oh god, Dinge? Don't know. But that's good. Steel Moon Marauders, this is one of my personal favorites. Kind of a minimalist one. Morgan Bass, or Bass. The Blood Rust Spikes. Corey Knapp, literally spikes and a rose. This is another one of my favorites, the Iron Fang Alliance, Zachariah Montgomery. The Westhold Grey Wolves winner, Luca Poli. I was really impressed with the number of different countries we had in our entries. We have people from all over the world who won this, which I'm pretty happy to see. Sword Peak Talons goes to Carrie Rucker for her owl. The Blackfen Bloodhawks to Chu Ho Ji. Yay. Don't know. Sorry if I butchered your name. I'm doing my best. Paragons of Dawn goes to Bobby Gentile. The Darkest Hearts, and this is actually a second win for Renee. There was no limitation on the number of submissions you can do, so community chose 2 of Renee's to win. The Sun Wraiths winner, this is another one of my favorites. It's a really cool one. Tate Peterson. White Cliff Breakers winner, Nikki Feed. Slayers of the Codex. Gatto Grow, this is another one of my favorites. I would definitely wear a shirt with this logo on it. Order of the Red Griffin. It goes, man, I'm going to butcher this one too. Kasper Dabrowski. I don't know how to pronounce that special A, but I did my best. Bastards of Infamy goes to Gedengo Mb. The Storm Reavers winner, Mr. Sean Klug. Lions of Dusk goes to Roy Lavrov. Ashfall Fellowship, which is very Ashfeldy, goes to Lindelt Cleric. The Emerald Bay Runners, this trio of dragon heads, goes to Jonathan Daniels. Broke Brigade Michelle, Raposo. The Tyrant Scourge goes to Samuel Culbreth. Oh, I see that we have some people in the chat who actually won. Drakenlair Haas. Good job. Blazeshire Grunts winner goes to Antonio DC. Crimson Guardians, Nico Reiser. Sapphire Sentries, Anthony NC. I wonder if Anthony NC and Antonio DC are the same person. Inglorious Nobles, Davud Durakovic. That's me, Minecraft C23. Great, congrats. Congrats to any of you who are actually in the chat. And I apologize again for butchering everybody's names. The White Shield Mercenaries winner goes to Gavin Whitaker. There was a crowd of people in the room next to this room cheering almost at the same time I announce each one, which is kind of cool. The Spire Rebels winner goes to Jean Nori or Jean Nori, depending on where you're from. The Whetstone Irregulars winner is Peter Laybourne. And the Thunderhill Shields, this is our final one, goes to Liam Friedman. So again, if you contributed, thank you so much. You can cut back to me, Max. That's the last one. Thanks everybody who contributed. Like I said, there were over 1,000 entries and over 4,000, almost 4,000 of you voted. And this was a pretty rushed contest, to be completely honest. We did it over the course of just a couple weeks. So I'm really happy with the results. And we'll look to do more types of things like this when we can. I had someone suggest to me over Reddit doing a for fashion tournament with hero customization, so maybe we'll do that in the near future. I think that would be kind of cool. But this was a cool opportunity. We got to actually get your work into the game, which is not always something we can do, but thanks to the dev team for considering it, and thanks to you for doing it. So, and congrats to all of our winners. And that is the end of our emblem contest. So we're gonna move on now to our Faction War update with Biojade, or Biojade, if you're an American like me. Welcome. Sorry we didn't have a transition video this time.
No, it's really not fashionable this time. It's just like
no, it's just
walking
walk
in.
out. It's on par with the rest of the show.
Well, this one is rocky.
It's a little rocky. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. It's
and there's the
rocky.
Just Dance finally on the
Oh,
room
that's what's going on next door?
Yes, we have a
keep hearing cheering
indoor
through the
contest. It's pretty fun.
So we just finished another round of the Faction War.
Yep.
So we thought we would invite you back on the show. You had some cool stats last time, and what do you got for us today? Deception because the Samurai won, and as everybody probably knows, I'm a Viking, right.
So yes, it was a hard one. And
not only did the Vikings not win, they lost pretty bad.
They lost pretty bad. And what I wanted to bring you here today is actually a comment from Elise. She's the main programmer on the Faction War. She's amazing. And the day before the end of the round, she sent an email to all the Vikings on the team saying, we're losing, guys. Let's pick it up.
Right.
What are we doing? And when we lost the round, she sent that email to the Vikings saying how disappointed she is. So I'm going to be quoting her. She says, hey, Vikings. So a couple of numbers. We started the round with only 14 territories, which is terrible, and we ended with 20, which is kind of good. We made a beautiful comeback, But it's not our fault. We had very few samurai territories next to our front, which was true. We had only 3, actually. So she says, the knights didn't help us at all caps. No, I'm kidding. Really, they almost didn't deploy in territories to fight the samurai. They focused on defending their own front line. It was not enough. And the samurai ended the round with 31 territories.
Oh, my word.
Yes. So it was a great fight by the samurai, actually.
And an interesting, if it was a choice, an interesting strategic play by the knights to do nothing to assist the Vikings battle.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's really interesting, however, to say that this round, the amount of war assets that were deployed by the factions are exactly the same by 0.1% differences.
Wow.
So the changes is not about the amount of war assets, about where they put it. You can see strategic choices like what the knight did of defending their own territories made it that the samurai won by eating at the Vikings territories. And I have a cool number about that is that the samurai, for the first time since the start of the game, they raised their manual deployment over 40%. They're usually at 34%, and now it's 41%.
Wow.
So they really step up their game. While the Vikings, we dropped below 40 for the first time at 37.
That's very interesting. I wonder if there's some sort of coordination going on there.
Well, so far there's a lot I've seen. The factions that deploy manually usually deploy at better locations. And you also have the same front bonus. So if you deploy the war assets at the same front that you played on, you have a bit more war assets also. So you really have a big difference there that changes everything. However, the most important part is not only to deploy manually, but at the right place. Like we've seen with the Knights, they deploy still a lot, but their decisions of not helping the Viking cost us the war.
Well, I know what some of our fellow Vikings think, though.
Oh, that
They think
is
that
true.
at the end of last season, there was an influx of new Vikings to the faction because we won.
Of traitors, you mean?
Exactly.
Like deserters.
The idea being we won season 1, so it was a bandwagon thing, so they all jumped on, and they're bringing us down. Is this true?
So it took me a while to have those numbers. I had to calculate a bunch of things, but I finally have them this week. So what I could see in the numbers is that both the Samurai and the Knights lost 1%, and that 1% went to the Vikings. So you have an image about the current state of the faction representation in the game. So it's 38 for the Samurais, 34 for the Vikings, and 28 for the Knights right now. This is the current population on the different factions. Remember that we have a balancing, so even though your faction has less numbers, you generate more assets. And so far in our data, it's looking good about that. So yes, there is 2% of new Vikings, but I think we should train them, show them how it is to fight for Valhalla, and get better instead of blaming them for that loss. I still blame the Knights anyways. So
yeah, I mean, I guess 2% is not really a huge amount.
It's not, well, it's a fairly huge amount on the number of players, but it's not a huge
percentage-wise, yeah, exactly. So maybe we should not lean on this as an excuse, guys. Let's rally. We still have 3 rounds left in the season.
We gotta win at least 2 decisively, and let's win 3 in a row.
So let's come back, start manually deploying. I feel like this is unfair. We're 2 Vikings, but at this point we're sort of on the losing end of this season so far. So we need to rally, manually deploy on territory that you fought on the front that you fought on for a bonus, and let's turn this around.
Absolutely. Otherwise, the team I work on, well, the team of designers and programmers that I am in, we don't only do the faction war, we also work on the gear. We bring you the damage penetration nerfs last week. And this week, we will also bring you in the next patch a new way of doing the orders. So I've seen on Reddit a lot of requests about that. I know yesterday, I think it's on PlayStation, there was like 6 skirmish orders. And we fixed that, we hope, with a new tech behind the orders. Are they selected? So if I go quickly into details, we made them more versatile.
Versatile is the word of the community.
Yeah, so what we've done is instead of having all the side orders, the contracts being there and selected randomly in our bank, we did categories. So we have one that's related to the mode. So you have an order that say, oh, play in that mode, another one related to the mode that says do that action in a mode.
Okay.
So you will never have more than 2 orders that are related to modes. We have that are related to heroes. So the archetype is an assassin, a vanguard, is a tank, and or an hybrid. And we have one related to the faction. So is it a Viking hero, knight hero, samurai hero?
Okay.
And last category is type of actions. We have medium difficulty and hard difficulty actions like do execution, killing streaks. By the way,
Yes.
we are changing the infamous 8 killing streak to 5.
Okay.
So I know it was
Seen a lot of talk
requested
on
a
that one,
lot
yes.
to remove that, to nerf that to 5, and it's going to come in the next patch also.
Okay. Yes. So that next
So-
patch is not too far off. We don't have a release date for you yet, but that will be very soon.
Sure.
Quite soon. I would say very soon.
Yeah, so what's going to do is that you can actually do them together. So you'll be able to do multiple orders at once instead of having to do them separately. Oh, people seem
Yes, people
happy.
seem-
Yay!
For once,
I'll do
everyone's
that
happy.
to people. I'll do that to the team. So you'll be able to actually do orders at the same time.
Yes.
Easier and to diversify your activities better.
But it's
this
cool
way.
too because on the flip side of the 8 to 5, we did get a lot of feedback from when we did our community workshop we had the players here that some of them really want harder challenges. So it sounds
Yeah.
like you're doing kind of a range of medium to hard difficulty ones, yeah?
Yeah, and the reward that you get on the different orders depend on the difficulty they are or the time it takes
Right.
to finish them. We have some tracking. We're going to continue tweaking the numbers to make sure that what we think is good is actually perfect. But it's the first step into our new system of more modular and versatile of the orders.
Love it. Versatile. Great. I think that's all we have for
That's
this.
all for me, yeah.
Yeah, for the faction war. You'll be back in 2 more weeks to do the
Yes.
next round.
Well, we're going to talk about the Viking victory in 2 weeks.
Yes,
of
we better
course.
be. We
Yeah,
better
it
be.
better be.
Come on, Vikings. Do it for us and for Odin and for any other.
Valhalla?
Sure. Yes. Thank you, Bio.
Thank you very
as
much.
always. So now we're going to go to our friends out in Los Angeles at E3. So let's cut to them. Here. I'm going to apologize ahead of time that this segment might be echoey because of our mic situation. So I'm going to apologize for that. I'm going to turn down the speakers that we have in-house too. Max, if you can just turn those down. Hello, guys. How are you doing?
We can't hear you, Eric.
You can't hear me. Great.
We don't hear you.
Perfect. Perfect. Max is working on it. So live from LA, we have Roman, Damien, and Luke.
I would love to answer your question, but
I know.
we cannot hear you.
I know.
You seem happy. Maybe we should turn the sound of the TV on.
Yes, then you can answer questions with a 3-minute delay. Can you at least text them, tell them that the sound is the sound's not working, Max?
Yeah, but now we can hear you, but not really.
You can hear me?
Normal that we don't see. This is from.
Oh boy. Well, guys, why don't you just tell us what you've been doing at E3, and I will not interrupt so as to make this awkward.
First, I just want to tell you, Eric, that Tom sent you regard. I'm really happy to meet you last week. So it's a crazy week. And I don't know if people know, but 2 years ago today, that's when we announced For Honor. So I just saw on Facebook while waiting that I had a souvenir like 2 years ago. We were backstage at the Orpheum Theater getting ready to announce For Honor to the public. So the least we can say is a lot of things happened in the past 2 years. A lot of them. So maybe I'll let the guys talk a bit about their week here, and then I can maybe say what's happening on the vault. maybe you want to start with your pre-show thing?
We did a quick interview at the pre-show. So test environment is coming end of this month, and with the tournament and the ranking will be the first thing we'll test it. So that's really cool.
Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to be able to play that feature live and see how it goes before we can deploy it.
and we'll do a big well then next week on that subject,
Yes,
on the tournament ranking and the
private test
environment.
So that's gonna be all next week's while then.
Yeah.
All about that. So that's really cool.
And basically, what are we doing else? We have some meetings with Ubisoft people, because one of the cool things with E3 is that everybody goes to E3. So we can meet very easy with a lot of people from Ubisoft from around the world to speak about For Honor and to see what could be the cool incoming things, to share with them what we're doing. And it's also an opportunity for us this year, because we don't show anything, to try some games, to meet with some developers, and to have a very little bit of fun.
Yeah, just a little bit. If you go to California, waiting out the time to get enrolled can be very, very boring. Yes, exactly.
Cool.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Good time to see.
I'm just going to recap what you guys said because they can't hear you very well on the stream. So Roman said that he did a pre-show of the Ubisoft press conference, and maybe if you missed it, you missed him telling you that we will be doing our public test for the ranked tournament mode before the end of the month. And as you know, we're in mid-month, so that's going to be pretty soon. We don't have the exact date yet because we're just waiting for final confirmation, but we will be doing that very soon. It'll be a public test. It won't be live in the regular build, but we'll have a lot more to say about that. Next week on the show, we're going to do a deep dive on the tournament ranked feature with these guys, and that is a show you're not going to want to miss because it's a brand new feature. It is the ranked mode that I know lots of you have been waiting for. So tune in next week. We might even do it on a special day. So really stay tuned to our social networks. And that is what I have to say about that. Apart from that, I'm really sorry that the sound is terrible. But they're kind of saying about E3, this is the 2-year anniversary since we announced the game. They've been doing meetings because that's when our chances to meet with Ubisoft people from all over the globe, because we're all over the globe, as you know. And there was a Ubisoft party last night, so that's why Damien looks a little sleepy. So hopefully the sound is a little bit better. I don't see as many. Nope, there's still an echo. People are yelling. I'm sorry. So Luke, tell us what we're going to do next.
Yes, so, okay, move out. I can move the guys out of the way. So that's it. It's only my big face on the screen. So now, last week, we showed you the vault. It was a video about the medieval fair when we met some Vikings. But, you know, there's another faction in the game that we have to talk about. It's the night. So Emil and Eric went there and met with some real knight who like to go on events and really reenact what it was to be a knight. So we can hit the video, and I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you when I'm back in Montreal in real life.
Hey, Mr. Pope, where are we? What are we doing here? There's weapons and armors everywhere.
Yeah, it is crazy. We're here at the Montreal Medieval Fair, and we're here to talk to some real-life knights and Vikings.
Actually, these guys take the medieval lifestyle very seriously. They fight with real weapons, they build real armors, and they have professional groups of fighters organized all around the world.
So we're going to talk to one knight and one Viking, so let's get to it. Hey guys, I'm here with Jeremy Leclerc, and as you can tell from his costume, he's clearly a knight. No, in fact, you are a knight, actually, right?
Well, actually, I'm an accountant during the day, but you know, on the weekend, my real passion is actually, being a knight. I do historical medieval combat, which is basically just fighting with real weapons, real armor, just like it was before.
And what's the name of the group that you're with?
So my group is the Montreal team, which is called Le Dog de Montréal, but we're part of the Quebec Federation of Medieval Combat.
Now, this is an actual thing. This is not guys getting together, drinking beer, and hitting each other with weapons.
No.
This is an actual sport.
Exactly. So, for example, this is an actual sword that we use. So as you can see, it's the real deal. It's heavy. It's obviously blunted because we don't want to cut each other, and we can't trust. but we really hit each other full speed, full power. And if you don't hit hard enough, the judge is actually not going to count your point.
And this is real metal, guys. This is not a foam thing. This is a thing that would hurt if I hit our cameraman on the head right now. This is very cool. So I'm learning about this for the first time. This is a real sport with judges, with points, with tournaments. So Jeremy, why knights? What is it about knights? You could choose anything, any combatants in history, and you chose knights. Why is that?
Well, I did judo, I did a lot of different martial arts, and I always believed in the power of defense. If you have a good defense, good armor, you can just bear the attack of your opponent and just go back harder on him and just win like that.
And use their energy against them.
Exactly, that's what I've been doing in judo, but when I started here, it's really get your good gear, equipment, and so you can handle anything that comes to you, and then when they get tired, you just go back on them and win like that. So that's how I work, and I know a lot of people in our group thinks like that. So yeah, I guess that's why I would choose a knight.
So you're holding one of your weapons right
Yep.
now, and this is a long sword, short sword?
That's a one-handed sword, so we use that in duels for sword and shield, but we also have two-handed swords. And I personally prefer the pole arm, so it's 6 feet tall, it's a real axe head, and it hurts when you get it on your head. So those are the duels weapons, but you know what? We have the team fights where we can use axes, one-handed axes, long-handed axes. We have maces. We use falchion as well, that looks pretty much like a machete, but it's very much heavier, and it really goes through when you hit the guy.
So here's a question. There are a group of Vikings who we're going to be talking to.
I know,
as
yeah,
well.
they're pretty
nearby.
close by, yeah.
Let's say you were in a real world setting, you're real knights, they're real Vikings. What would you do if they invaded your camp?
Well, definitely we'd be on the defensive side, and so obviously you make your shield wall, you put your big guys in front, and then you get the small guys like me to have a 6-foot pole in their hand and just wait for the guys to hit the shields and then just whack them on the head until they're tired of it. So I guess that's what I'd do, and obviously if you have a couple of allies that can just go in the back and just sandwich them, that would definitely be my tactic, because a good tactic is better than big arms.
That seems like a good strategy. Keep them at a distance, but still get your hits in.
Exactly. We have no archers though. That's there's actually other groups of archers, so maybe we could form an alliance with them, I guess.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much. This was super enlightening, actually.
It was my pleasure.
Very interesting, and I think the people watching will enjoy it, and all the footage that we're getting of your friends fighting.
Sure.
Thanks, Jeremy.
No problem. My name is Jeremy Leclerc, and I'm a knight. For honor!
Yes. Why did we show that? I saw people asking, why are we watching this? I want to know about the game. So the reason that's in the vault, and we never showed it to begin with, was we had this idea of doing a For Honor for Real series of kind of showing things like that, where people in the real world are touching the same fantasy that For Honor touches with the medieval combat and all that. So that's why Emil and I went and talked to those guys, but it never really came together as a full series. So now that's why you're seeing it now. We had to, unfortunately, say goodbye to the guys in LA because, as you saw, the sound was so terrible. So I apologize to everybody watching that those guys had to take off. So there will be no Q&A with Ramon and Damien. So you can throw terrible emojis at me in the chat now. I can take it. I'm a big boy. But I do apologize because I know that's what people look for on this show, is to hear info direct from those guys. But I am glad we got to connect to them. And you got at least the info about our public test coming up very soon. So stay tuned. So another thing that I've wanted to do for a while, and we've sort of started doing, we had Vivid Naz on a couple weeks back to talk about the subreddit tournament that they ran. And now I'd like to talk about one that's going on this week. Our friends at For Honor Legends, of which there may be some in the chat, they're running a Dominion tournament. So, no, yeah, put it up. It's good. Put it up. The Rise of Legends. So they're doing a tournament, one for each platform. This is impressive. It's going to be, I think, a lot of logistical work to make this go, but they're doing it anyway. So on Xbox, you can participate in North America on July 15th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. This graphic is in British summertime, which is not a thing anyone knows besides British people. So that is 5 p.m. Eastern time on the 15th of July. And if you're in Europe, it's at 10 a.m. Eastern time for your segment. For PS4, it's June 17th, so that's 2 days from now. North America, again, 5 p.m. Eastern time. Europe, 10 a.m. Eastern time. PC, June 24th, 5 p.m. Eastern time in North America, 10 a.m. Eastern time in Europe. And if you want to participate, I believe they're all still open now for signups. That's battlefy.com/4-honor-legends to sign up. 4 Honor Legend guys are really great. I think you've met some of them on previous streams and seen them on our other shows we've done. They do a lot of good stuff, and they're a really cool, supportive community. So if you want to check out their Discord, you can do that. But shout out to those guys. And like I said, we want to start covering more of these tournaments as they're happening. So be sure to let us know when you're doing cool stuff like that so we can give it a shout out on the show. And now we'll do some community creations. So we have one that I thought would be, what's the word? I lost the word, but we thought it would be good for all you guys who've been plagued by roving gank squads of Centurions. This one is called 3 Centurions Just Dodge by YouTube user Bloodspeed and Reddit user Killuminati.sh. Check it out. Catharsis was the word I was trying to think of earlier. I hope that was cathartic for people who have been in the situation where you get ganged up and you don't have such a great outcome as that Berserker did. Good job, Berserker. The next one, this is almost a documentary about what's gone on in our community over the last week and a half. You know, there was talk of a blackout and there was talk of a whiteout and there was people fighting with each other and trying to be positive and people being negative and negativity about negativity and positivity about negativity and negativity about positivity. It was a whole thing. So YouTube user Cord712 made this video to sort of recap all of those events. It's called Whiteout. Check it out.
They were members of the
/r for Honor community.
all legions share the same
Game.
What had happened here? Why have you abandoned your
Game.
A Ubisoft fanboy has strayed from his pack.
Stand down! Your people need you.
What's a random doing fighting for a dead game?
One of us should go home and change.
Why have you abandoned your
Game.
Flame them.
That was the day I finally met our
Me.
lord.
Roman.
got you.
Data.
Do you know what kind of event waits for its own slaughter?
A blackout. A blackout.
No.
Stop!
Welcome back to the Warriors Den. Coming to you live from Montreal.
I had my answers, but too late. And a warden's oaths are not lightly broken.
Yes. Shout out to Cord. I see you're in the chat. Thanks for making that ridiculous video. And thanks to all of you for your play-by-play. We've got a short little GIF here from actually one of our Reddit moderators, Tiff92. The environment can be a blessing or a curse. As everyone who plays the game knows, you need to be aware of the environment. This guy hits the tree and right into the spikes. Right in there. Good job, Tiff, my boy. In this one, we've got from Reddit user Momo Adept, the brand new Conqueror dance.
Brothers, each of you knows how classic Conqueror dance looks like. But it wasn't enough for me, and I went further. I tried some warlord style moves, some sliding, some mad epileptical moves, and even old disco styles. But here is the apex of creation! Behold!
I love that man's voice. That he sounds sort of like an evil villain. It was great. Thank you, Momo Adept. All right, this one is from Storm Shadow 7783, called 1v2 Die Gankterians.
Zone C.
Yes, more Centurions being sent to their grave. And our final clip is by Zero Crack on Reddit. Crack spelled like the Irish say crack. Crack meaning fun. This is called No UI Raider 4v1. And this is, I don't think it's a funny clip, but if I recall, it's just good, some good gameplay to enjoy. So let's check it out. Good job on your legendary Raider Zero Crack. So that's it. All we have for clips this week. I actually saw someone mentioning these all going to be videos, or you have some fan art stuff. So we do a weekly article on the website called This Week in For Honor. That usually goes up on Thursday, sometimes Fridays. And the way we've been splitting it is we do videos on the stream because this is a video stream, and then we do fan art, cosplay stuff on that article. So go check that out on forhonorgame.com if you want to see some of the great static image creations the community is doing. You guys are doing great work. And that is it for the show. So as we mentioned, tune in next week to do a deep dive on our ranked tournament mode with the designers who made it. It'll be everything you want to know about it. And the public test is coming soon for that mode. We can't say when today, but you'll know soon. Thanks again for everyone who tuned in. This was a bit of a loose show, as you know, because you've watched it. And I'm here alone, sadly, on the couch. So we'll be back next week with the full crew. I'll be gone, but everyone else will be here, which is what you want. You don't care about me. And we do have a raffle, as always. So if we can kick off the raffle. I'm not that lonely. I'm not that lonely, guys. And we will be back next week. And enjoy your weekend. Thanks, everybody.